Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and boom, we have the Cosmic Update APK here from the test server that I will be checking out before it goes live. If you're wondering when this update is going to be live, it will be live on the 27th of May. So we are just a few short days away from this being live for everyone in the game. Now, this is made possible by the Netmarble Star Creator program, so thank you to them for allowing me to be in this. And this is a huge update. 5 new characters, 2 new uniforms. And the 2 new uniforms are so substantive in terms of how many skills they change and other effects that we're basically getting close to 7 new characters. So I know there's a lot to talk about as far as the update goes. Not everything in the update is peachy keen either. I definitely have some strong criticisms for this update, but I know you guys are dying to know how to obtain these characters, so I'm going to do that first. I usually wait to do that second and talk about other things from the update, but this time we're going to do that absolutely first. So, the Epic Quest character you can see right there is Beta Ray Bill. There was a lot of confusion and there was some bad wording. It is not Star-Lord. It kind of is Star-Lord, but it's not Star-Lord. It's weird. You do have to rank up Star-Lord and other characters, but Beta Ray Bill is the Mr. Fantastic. Beta Ray Bill is the Deadpool, the Wolverine. So Beta Ray Bill is a native tier 2 character. As you can see there, he is tier 2 even though he's only 5 stars. So he is a native tier 2 character. He's going to have native tier 2 base stats. He's going to have his tier 2 passive unlocked by default. You can see there 20% ignore defense and 30% lightning damage. I got to say that's a pretty lame passive, but it is what it is, Netmarble. And you can see here we have an unfinished APK with Korean untranslated. So yeah, Beta Ray Bill will be unlockable at 1 star when you open up the Galactic Imperative Epic Quest. And then you're going to run through the Epic Quest as you would with other Epic Quests, completing missions like Danger Room, Timeline Battle, etc. And in order to rank him up. Right now, I am on a 10 Timeline Battle win quest. As far as the quest's difficulty, it's very low. Now, there are pretty expensive researches, but the other quests are very easy. It's like, 5 Timeline Battle participations, 1 Timeline Battle win. Now 10 Timeline Battle wins, Dimension Mission, stuff like that, Danger Room. It's not that difficult. And it seems as though if you want to refresh your timeline, if you don't mind spending a few hundred crystals to refresh timeline, you may be able to finish the quest in a single day. Now, you would have to have a lot of resources stockpiled to do this, including tier 3 resources, but it is pretty disappointing to see that not only have they made the Epic Quest more expensive, but they've also made it easier to finish, aka shorter. So yeah, a month's work, a month's effort for a day's worth of playing for some players. So anywho, that's how you get Beta Ray Bill. Now, how do you get the rest of the characters? Well, Darkhawk is available as a farmable character in the mission from the Epic Quest. So once you get far enough in the Epic Quest, you will unlock these space prison missions. And you can see there you have phyla-vell and you have Darkhawk. Now, when you go into the phyla-vell mission, you don't actually get phyla-vell bios. You get Gamora bios, okay? It's a bit confusing. When you go into the Wings of Darkness mission, you do get Darkhawk bios. So phyla-vell is not farmable in the same way, but Darkhawk is. So Darkhawk is farmable 10 bios a day, like Human Torch, like Thing, like Beast, Cyclops, etc. So he is, very easy to farm, and then you can either continue to farm him or you can use rank up tickets on him if you want. Over here in these missions, you have Nebula bios and you have bios for Punisher. So where does that leave you? Well, phyla-vell. You're still wondering, how do you get phyla-vell? Phyla-vell is a shifter. So you get her from, let's see here, location. Well, anyways, you get it from the Epic Quest. She's a shifter a la Victorious, a la Colossus. So you'll play other missions. I presume it's the missions that I haven't unlocked yet. We have there the Fault missions, and then we have the Fate of the Universe Deluxe Pack. I assume that she will be a shifter for those types of missions like Victorious and like Colossus. You can also get biometrics for phyla-vell by completing this mission over here, the Sword of Necropsy. If you locate all these items, you'll get 25 bios for her, which is, again, the same thing for Colossus, the same thing for Victorious. Then we have Chaos Nordstones, a tier 2 ticket, and a random non-premium mythic card. So, not bad. Definitely could have been better. So, Darkhawk is farmable, phyla-vell is semi-farmable, and Beta Ray Bill is the Epic Quest character. So how do you get Gladiator and how do you get Richard Rider Nova? Well, Richard Rider Nova is the 6,600 crystal character. And the reason why we know that, despite the fact that I can't purchase the deluxe pack, because when I go over here and I click this deluxe pack, nothing happens. The reason why I know that it's not Gladiator that's the purchasable character is when you click Ruler of the Empire. There you go. Who's the ruler of the Empire? Well, he's not the ruler of the Empire. He's the leader of the army. He's sort of like the right hand of the ruler of the Empire. Anyways, Gladiator is the native tier 2 unlockable. He is the Strife, the Doctor Doom, the Jean Grey, the big kahuna. And you can see there we have everyone else. So from left to right, we can just say, you know, Beta Ray Bill is native tier 2, and you have to get him through the epic quest, and that's how you get him up to 6 stars. Phyla-vell is a shifter like Victorious and Colossus, so she will be the slowest to obtain if you don't count the crystals for Nova, Richard Rider. And then Darkhawk is farmable, so he's easy to obtain and fast. Nova is 6,600 crystals for a 6-star tier 1 version, and then you would have to get him to tier 2 by either farming that mission or by using tickets. And then Nebula and Punisher are farmable through not only those quests that you saw there before, but they're also farmable, I believe. They're both in the Rift shop for the Dimension tokens. So you will be able to, you can easily, yeah, Nebula's right there. And then I know that Punisher is just a little bit further down here. So they are both available and very, very easy to max out. So that is how you obtain all of the characters. As far as Star-Lord and Ghost Rider go, I mentioned that Star-Lord, he sort of is the main character of the epic quest, but he's not. The thing is that on top of having to rank up all of those characters, so you have to rank them up to tier 2 in order to get Gladiator, but you also have to rank them up to 5 stars in order to continue on the epic quest. So you actually have to get, I believe, a 5-star Nebula, a 5-star Punisher, a 5-star Gamora, a 5-star Darkhawk, and I believe a 3-star, they changed it from 5-star, a 3-star Phyla-vell. Maybe it will be 5 stars later on, but it's a 3 or 5-star version of Phyla-vell before you can finish the epic quest, which would be getting a 6-star Beta Ray Bill. So you have to keep that in mind as well, and that's why I mentioned Star-Lord, but you also have to tier 3 Star-Lord. That's right. In order to get a 6-star Beta Ray Bill, you have to tier 3 Star-Lord. Yeah. So I'm not saying you should I'm not saying you should rank him up now. You should build up his gears now. You should still wait. But from the looks of it, from the epic quest missions that I've seen, you will have to invest. You basically have to invest CCF and Titan component packs, and then that will rank up and build up your Star-Lord from tier 2 to tier 3. It's kind of like a research mission. So even if you didn't want to tier 3 Star-Lord, but you wanted a tier 2 Beta Ray Bill, you don't have a choice. You basically have to tier 3 Star-Lord. You have to expend resources that will still amount to, 50 or 60 or 70% of his tier 3 cost, and then you'll have a tier 3 Star-Lord, and then you'll have a finished Beta Ray Bill. So I think that's going to upset some people. I'm not sure why they did that. If they were going to do that, I think they should have given Star-Lord away as a free tier 3. Like if they could have given him, made him tier 3able, but without having to spend tier 3 materials, right? I think that would have been a much better idea, even if he cost like tons of gold and other materials. Maybe like you have to inject, 10,000 energy, so it takes days to just pile on the energy to build up some sort of reactor or whatever. They could have done a lot of different things, but I think sort of forcing players to tier 3 one character to get another character is an annoying thing, and I think it's going to turn quite a few people off from the epic quest. Because, to be honest with you, I don't think that Beta Ray Bill fans and Star-Lord fans really intersect. If you take a look at Beta Ray Bill, he's kind of like a big, hulky badass, right? And he's like Thor's friend, right? They're like big, strong men. Star-Lord's kind of like a quirky, smarky, snarky, kind of witty asshole. It's basically the opposite, right? It's like the scene in Endgame, right? Stop imitating me. I'm not imitating you, right? With Thor and Star-Lord. So they're basically polar opposites, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong and there's going to be more revealed from the patch notes, but that's what I've seen thus far, and so I don't want to get your hopes up too much, or I don't want to, I don't want people to think that it's a free tier 3 Star-Lord from the epic quest. It's definitely not the case, and you definitely will have to invest some tier 3 materials as it stands now. So that's how you obtain the characters. As far as obtaining Star-Lord and Cosmic Ghost Rider's uniforms, it's obviously just through purchasing them for 1,050 crystals. There isn't anything super surprising about Star-Lord's uniform as far as any of this stuff goes. Yeah, he's got skill changes, and yeah, he's got some new uniform buffs, but the real big change here is Cosmic Ghost Rider, aka Punisher, is changing not only into a universal, but also into a villain. Okay, so he's a universal villain now, like Thanos, etc. And he's also getting the Power Cosmic ability, which gives him increased damage dealt to superheroes and supervillains. Okay, he does not have, even though he's Punisher, and even though he's Ghost Rider, okay, he doesn't have any immunity to fire, which is wrong in my opinion, but okay. And then he gets a crazy uniform effect. Applies to self, increased damage dealt to heroes and villains by 50%, and then decreases damage received by 25%. And then there's something else there. There's a fourth line of text in Korean. I'm not sure what that says, but yeah, he has an insane buff for himself. And it says that pain tolerance changes, but it doesn't change because it's still cooldown 10%. So it seems like his uniform is completely unfinished because they're saying that certain abilities change when they don't change. And so I think that more will have to be revealed for this character. This really should be fire immunity and something else, but we'll have to wait and see. The last thing I want to hit you guys up with before we wrap up the video on how to obtain these characters, because they're all Epic Quest centered, is the new icons. I want to show you guys these new icons, these new special icons. We have 3 new special icons joining us. I know you guys love the icons, so I just wanted to touch on this really quickly. We got Star-Lord, we got Nova, and we've got Stormbreaker. Now the Stormbreaker one looks really cool, I have to say. So the Star-Lord one, you have to get the Star-Lord icon from the Guardians of the Galaxy event shop. So there's going to be event shop after the update. Maybe that's how we use our tokens, and we'll have to wait and see what else is in store there. So boom. Nova is from the Future Pass Season 2. So it seems like we're going to be getting potentially a Season Pass or a Future Pass every single season, every single update. So that's the mythic reward for Nova, which is good. No one wants to pay for that. It's an ugly one. He's a nerd. Richard Rider is way cooler than Sam Alexander, so that's $40 well saved. And then this is the legendary reward. So I'm really happy that they gave us the better icon, the best icon, I would say, for the cheaper amounts. That would only be about $15 to get that token, along with a mega rank up ticket and some other stuff. So yeah, just letting you guys know in case you have some budget for the game and you haven't spent any yet, or you were about to spend but you want to save it for that legendary pass type stuff. You now know what it's going to give you as far as icons are concerned. I don't know if they're going to improve the rewards for the future passes. They absolutely need to improve the rewards, especially for the more expensive one. $40 is way too much money for the rewards. But with that being said, let me know what you think. I think this update is going to be a little controversial, although Darkhawk seems like a very, very strong free-to-play character, and the rest of the characters are quite strong and very cool thematically. I think some people are going to be brushed really the wrong way by having to basically invest their tier 3 materials to get Star-Lord just to get Beta Ray Bill. If there was a workaround for that, I would love that, but there doesn't seem to be at this point. So hit me up in the comments down below. Let Netmarble Monster know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back later with the second video. Take care.